I don't know whether we're live or not.
Excellent.
Oh, maybe.
All right.
It's spinning.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, that's something.
We might be live.
We might not.
We don't know. Oh, wait. There we go. I think we're live.
All right. Well, take it away.
Apparently we are. I've got the notifications going off all over the place. Welcome to Cooking with Dacus. I'm your host,
Share the rewards.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that. So
I tried to get him to do it, but he wouldn't.
Yeah. So any of y'all that know us and have seen us do our live videos before know exactly what to expect during this. There is absolutely no script. I have got it in my head of what we're going to do. Any of you that know me know that I'm going to throw that right out the window, and we're going to make JT do everything. Going to make her do all the talking. No, just kidding.
Don't put him through that.
I'm not going to do that. I do want to welcome everybody. Thank y'all for joining us. If you are joining a little bit late, please go back and you can watch all the other stuff we did. I did a video last night just kind of talking a little bit about what we were going to be doing over the course of the week, and I appreciate y'all's comments on that. Also know that I've got the computer down here and the camera's up here, so I'll be looking back and forth, so that's
because we're fancy.
Because we're fancy like that. We have our big, huge disc light that you can see the reflection of it there.
Oh, nice.
So
because we're so professional.
We're so professional. Exactly.
But
So
we've got the big disc light.
We've got the big crazy light. So that's right. So what we want to talk about tonight is all of the knives that are available from Pampered Chef. Going to kind of show y'all a little bit of some of the knives that I use and the way that I use them in the kitchen. Also, some of the other great cutting tools and devices that are available that, honestly, some of the stuff that we have, I honestly didn't realize that it was Pampered Chef stuff until today when I actually got to looking around. Like, I didn't realize, I'd forgotten that this was Pampered Chef. I forgot this was Pampered Chef. It actually looks like, any of y'all that are Star Trek fans, looks kind of like a Star Trek weapon. It's actually a crinkle fry cutter. So we'll talk about that here in just a little while. Talk about some of the knives. We'll talk about some of the other chopping things that have the chopper, some of the storage ideas, and the chopping blocks themselves. So
that sounds action-packed.
That sounds action-packed. And then we're going to have JT is going to demonstrate some of the great devices, and we're going to teach. That's part of the whole process here, folks, is to teach JT how to be sufficient in the kitchen.
Sufficient in the kitchen? You just took it up a notch.
So over the last month or so, I'm grabbing this knife. I may need this here in a minute. So over the last month or so, we've realized that JT needed a little more coaching in the kitchen, I guess is the best way to say it. And so I've tried to start showing her some things in the kitchen, and this is one of them. She's actually been doing one of these things already. That's why she's going to be the one that demos it, because she's actually done this with the pineapple and the pineapple slicer. She sliced up the pineapple.
Yes, I have. A couple times.
This could
not
be,
pretty, but I've done it.
It could be interesting. So stick around for that. So first thing I want to talk about is the knife block. So this is the knife block that's available through Pampered Chef, and actually these two, take these out real quick. These are actually two of the older ones, and I'm going to talk about those here in just a minute. But this is what comes with the knife block set. You get the bread knife, which is a serrated bread knife. You get the chef's knife. You get the Santuco knife, the 5-inch Santuco knife, a utility knife, a tomato knife, which is serrated, and you get a paring knife and the kitchen shears as well.
Now, what's special about those kitchen shears?
What do you mean what's special about it?
I'll show you.
Okay, you show us.
Look, kitchen shears, they go like this. For easy washing, then you can't get them back together.
So yes, they do. They do come apart for easy washing, and then she's done. Yeah. You can use them if you need to open up a jar. You can use this to open up a jar here. But they are really good kitchen shears. Work really well. really well balanced. That's the other thing about these knives is that they're all very well balanced, very well made. This is my go-to knife, the 5-inch Santuco. And so if I was going to recommend, if you want to buy one knife, this would be the knife that I would buy. You can actually buy this one separately. You can't buy a couple of the other ones separately, but you can buy this one separately. This is my go-to. I use this on just about everything, and but this is the one that I would recommend for folks if you're wanting to get one knife out of the set. Now, like I mentioned, these are the older knives, and you can see some of the stuff that they've changed. Just some of the designs. This one had like a rubberized handle on it, but it was kind of slick, to be real honest. And it's clean now, and it's still kind of slick, and so it would kind of turn in your hand a little bit. That's the good thing about the way that these handles are made, in my opinion, is you can really get a good grip on them. They don't turn in your hand. Even the larger knives are balanced very well. The handle is very comfortable, and they're just really all around good quality knives. They stay sharp very well. They're really easy to sharpen, and the knife set itself comes with a honing tool. It's a ceramic honing tool that you just use. You just pull the blade through this way, and it sharpens it right up. You can also buy a separate sharpener that has two different ends on it. So it has one end for like kitchen shears, other blades. You can sharpen the blades in the mix and chop, which we'll talk about, and the manual food processor. You can sharpen the blades on this side for that. And on the other side is for knife blades. And so all you do on those, you just pull it through like that. It has a protector so you don't cut the back of your hand when you're doing it. Pull that through, and it sharpens the knife right up. And it keeps these knives really sharp. That's another thing that I would recommend doing, is that whenever you're using knives, whether it's Pampered Chef knives or any other knives, before you use them every time, make sure the knife is clean, and then sharpen it. Either run it through some type of a sharpener like this, or if you've got a steel, hit it on a steel a couple of times just to keep that edge sharpened. That'll keep you from having to take your knives in and have them professionally sharpened if they get too dull. That's the other thing I really like about these knives. We've had these for what?
5 or 6 years?
About 5 years or so, and we've never had them professionally sharpened.
I got my pro right here.
they stay sharpened. And I really do like the knife set. Really like the quality of the knives. Like I mentioned, the bread knife. We actually use this bread knife for a lot of different things. We're going to use it on the pineapple here in just a minute. It also is a really great knife for if you're going to make a spatchcock chicken and you're going to cut the backbone out of the chicken. To start with this, you can use this. This knife is really great for that. So we use the bread knife for actually a lot more than just bread, as well.
By we
we mean me. Exactly. The chef's knife, once again, this is your basic chef's knife. Can be used for a lot of different things. A lot of chopping, a lot of cutting. If you're going to chop up herbs, it's really good for that. You can cut your herbs up. You can cut your green onions, which we'll demonstrate here in a minute. And I'm going to show you a couple of ways to keep from cutting your thumbs off and keep from cutting the end of your fingers off, like somebody may have cut herself a couple of times over the last couple of weeks. But I'll show you a couple of things on those here in just a minute. The other thing I want to talk about as far as some of the products with these, all of these knives also come with a plastic protector. So if you're going to take your knife with you, like me, if you happen to go to the baseball field and you're going to take your 5-inch Santuco with you, you can put it in the little holder here, and you can take that, drop that down in your bag, drop that in your kit, and you don't have to worry about damaging your knife blade, and also you don't have to worry about cutting yourself. Also, other great thing about these, if you don't have a block and you're going to keep these in a drawer, you can keep these on there, leave them in your drawer. You don't have to worry about damaging your knife blades that way as well. So I mentioned the crinkle fry cutter. This is for cutting potatoes. You can just use it to cut potatoes, make crinkle fries. It works really well. It's really easy to do. You can cut the full length of a potato with that. The other one is the pineapple slicer, or pineapple core rather, and we're going to demonstrate this here in just a little while. You can kind of see how that works, core there, and we'll demonstrate how this works here in just a second. The other thing that I wanted to mention talking about safety and talking about ways to keep from cutting yourself in the kitchen, we've got this slicer, which is really great. It has 3 different settings on it, so you can cut 3 different thicknesses of your vegetables, your tomatoes, your onions. Use it on zucchini, use it on cucumbers, anything like that you're going to be cutting in the kitchen. And it has the where you put the fruit, whatever you're going to be cutting down in there. You can put that on top and you can slice it this way. Like I said, it has 3 different settings, so you don't have to worry about cutting your fingers. That way, if you're running across there, you might nick the back of your hand. You always can use these, and you can keep from cutting yourself.
Wonder who he's talking to.
Imagine that. The other thing that I want to talk about from a cutting standpoint is the chopper. This thing probably gets used as much or more than anything else we've got in the kitchen. If you're going to be chopping onions, it's great because you don't have to worry about crying and tearing up from chopping your onions. You can cut them into big chunks. You can put them in here, and all you do is you just push down on it like this and chop up your onions, chop up your peppers. The one thing that I would say on using this, one of the little pieces of advice I can say about using this, is that don't fill this all the way up, because if you need to be able to go all the way to the chopping block with the blade, if you don't go all the way to the chopping block with the blade, you're going to leave a couple of larger pieces that are not going to get chopped up. So that's one of the little small pieces of advice. The great thing about this, though, the whole thing comes completely apart and it's very easy to clean. Drop this in your dishwasher and it comes clean very easy, and then to put it back together, it's incredibly simple, just like that, and it's back together, and you don't have to worry about cutting yourself. You don't have to worry about hurting yourself because the blades are all contained when you're chopping. So this works really good. So you want to give a little demonstration now on the
Absolutely. Oh,
okay, so also what we're using here is we're using one of the large chopping block, cutting board rather, and this is the one that has the groove around the edge. And what's the groove around the edge for, JP?
it's when you do meat and there's lots of liquid that comes out of that meat, and it catches right in here. So then when you clean it, you just dump it all in the sink.
Right, or when you're doing a pineapple and happens to have some juice.
Oh yeah, that's that too. I didn't get that lead in
That's
at
right,
all.
not at all. I'm going to put these behind you. I'm going to pull this knife out. I'm going to put it over here.
Why are you using that one?
We talked about why to use it.
No, you said we were going to use it later on pineapple.
So we're going to use a serrated knife. The reason that I use...
Because I didn't use the serrated knife.
I know, you almost cut yourself.
Exactly.
The reason I use a serrated knife on something like a pineapple is because you've got the teeth on it that can actually grip onto the surface of the pineapple. Pineapple is rough, and you can actually grip onto that with the serrated blade. It cuts into it a lot easier. So the first thing we're going to do, you want me to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing you're going to do is we're going to remove the top off the... See how easy that is?
I cut it off.
She's so amazed about all of this. It just blows my mind. Next thing you want to do is you want to cut the top off, and you want to cut the bottom off. And what this does is it makes it to where it's flat, so that you can use the pineapple core. You want to center this over the top, and you can see where the core is. If you've ever cut into a pineapple, you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but the core is right there in the center. You want to center the center hole there, right over the top of the core, and you just kind of rock it back and forth to get started, push down, and then just that's easy, it cores your pineapple.
Oh. It is never that easy for me. The 2 other times I've done this.
So what I do is I actually don't throw the core away. I actually keep the core. I make ginger water. Y'all may have seen the video that I posted on Cooking with Dacus. I know I posted it on Instagram. It's on my Cooking with Dacus Instagram. There's a recipe for ginger water, and I save the core from my pineapples and put in there. But now you've got the 2 halves of the pineapple, and we get that container for me right there.
See, this is my job.
She's the sous chef.
Exactly. Well, I'm really the head dishwasher, and he's trying to promote me, and I'm like, no, don't do that.
And then I've already dirtied this knife up, so I just continue to slice up my pineapple with this knife rather than dirtying up another knife. Cut it into 4 sections. One of the things you want to remember whenever you're slicing anything, never cut this way because you're going to cut your thumb. Always cut this way. So what I mean is it's called the claw, and you want to keep your thumb behind your fingers this way. If you can see kind of how my hand is, and cut straight down, you don't hold on to it. You don't have to worry about cutting the tips of your fingers because they're not flayed out this way. Keep your fingers underneath, kind of like a claw. You can actually put the blade against your knuckles and go straight down with that. That way you know that you're not going to cut your fingers. So that's one of the cutting techniques. One of the cutting techniques that you can use.
See, I'm vital here.
Very vital. I got a little taster. Man, that pineapple's good. But that's one of the cutting techniques you can use, and I'm going to show you with a larger knife too. I'll put this in the sink. So with the chef's knife, it's a little bit easier to see the way we'll do that. So we'll cut it here, and then I'm just going to do it on a couple of them here, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So you'll take your hand, make a claw, put your thumb underneath your hand to hold on to the item. Use your knuckle on your middle finger and put the blade up against the knuckle and go straight down, and you'll never cut your fingers because your fingers are always behind your knuckle, like that. See how simple that is?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than nicking yourself in the kitchen. Hey Nan, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us. We're trying to keep JT from cutting her fingers off. That's what we're trying to do here. The other thing too about any type of knife is the way that you cut into whatever your item is you're cutting. And so you don't want to go straight down. You don't want to jab into it. It's kind of a rocking motion when you're chopping something. That's why the blade's curved. It's made to use that way. You can also use it, if you're going to chop something up, you can use it this way. Put your hand on top and chop around.
That's the way I do it.
That's exactly how she does it. If you're going to chop up your, any of the items that you've got.
We're running out of room here.
Running out of room? Shake it down. Go fit.
What do you mean?
What did I just say? Did y'all see what I'm dealing with here in the kitchen? She didn't. Oh, jeez. All right, so. All right, that one.
Okay.
So that's a couple of different techniques to use with the knives to make sure that you don't cut yourself. Like I said, really like the way this pineapple core works. You can clean this off, drop that in the dishwasher, cleans right up. Speaking of dishwashers, never ever put your good knives in the dishwasher. Always wash your good knives by hand. There's, like this one for instance, has a wood handle. You don't want that to be going in the dishwasher. You don't want to have anything that could ding onto your blade in the dishwasher with it banging around inside there. So that could ding up and nick your blade. You don't want to do that. Always wash your good knives by hand and either let them drip dry or dry them off with a paper towel or a towel there before you put them up. One of the good things about some of the Pampered Chef stuff is these knives range in price literally from $5 for one knife to $100 for the chef's knife. If you want to buy that one by itself, I think it's $94. I think is what the regular price is. But there's also these nylon knives that are nylon handles. They're have a non-stick coating on the side of them. This is the tomato knife. I think this one's about $14 or something like that. But they've got a full set of the nylon knives as well, and they're all very inexpensive. These would be great for a college student. If you've got a college student, you want to buy them a set of knives. These would be a great set of knives to buy. Would be these nylon knives because we all know that college students might not take care of things, or they might lose things, they might break them. And these would be really good set of knives that you could really good quality that you could give them, not have to worry about them losing stuff and getting rid of them. you can hear our dog in there. She's starting to give it the business. She'll start howling here in a minute. So Miss Darcy is letting us know that we have reached our 20-minute mark. I can't see who all is on. So I haven't figured the new Facebook Live out yet. So I can't actually see everybody that's on. I see that we have 4 people that are on, but I don't know who the 4 people are.
You really mean 40, right?
I mean 40, yes, 40 people, 40 people that are watching us. We have 4 at least. We have 4 people that are watching us. So if anybody has any questions about any of these items, you can put them in the chat. You can message either me or JT.
Or Cooking with Dacus.
Or Cooking with Dacus. And we will be more than happy to answer any questions that you've got about any of these items that we've talked about tonight. I'll post some of the other things about some of these in the comments to the video and make sure that everybody can see where they are. I'll post a couple of links that go directly to the Pampered Chef website so you can see more information about the knife set and about these nylon knives and the pineapple core as well. So, you got anything?
Not tonight.
Go ahead.
No, not tonight. We 20 minutes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
20 and done.
Go ahead.
No.
All right.
We'll save it for another night. You gotta tune in again.
Yeah, because I have absolutely no idea what she was talking about or what she was going to say.
Totally unplanned.
Totally unplanned. So tomorrow night, what are we going to do tomorrow night?
I don't know. What are we going to do
What's tomorrow?
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, tomorrow night. So what tomorrow is going to be is we're going to teach JT how to make guacamole.
Yum.
And
what guacamole recipe are you using?
Babalu guacamole. Babalu and Jackson. It was published in Mississippi Magazine a few years ago. Of course, I've Dacused it up a little bit. You got to Dacus up recipes, and so that's
It's
what
just the way to go.
It's the way to go. And so we're going to do that tomorrow night, and we're going to have some pork tacos with a pineapple salsa.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons we cut the pineapple up tonight. We're going to have a pineapple salsa, pork tacos with pineapple salsa, and Babalu guacamole for dinner tomorrow night. So we're going to go through how to do all that and show you all how I prepare street tacos on the stove. You can translate that to the grill, same way that I do them out at the baseball field at the One Tortilla Grill. This is kind of how I make street tacos, and a couple of tricks that I've learned on how to make them by watching other people cook, how to make them on the stove in a skillet versus on a flat top. So we'll go over that tomorrow night.
That sounds exciting.
That sounds funny. Sounds good too, doesn't it?
Sounds delicious.
Sounds
Because I've had that before.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us. Hope y'all are having a good time. If there's anything we can do for y'all, any questions you have, if you're interested in any of these products, just let us know and check them out. Thank you very much, and we will see y'all tomorrow night. Bye. End. It didn't end.
That's
What was I
I'm so
gonna say?
funny.